What was that thing my roommate brought back from the woods? I couldn't get the image out of my mind. The way he cradled it so carefully, as if it were a newborn baby. The intense, almost feral look in his eyes as he rushed past me into our shared apartment. Something was off. I could feel it. My name is Jenna, and I've been living with my best friend Jake for the past 2 years. We met in college and became inseparable, so it only made sense that we would find a place to live together after graduation. Jake has always been a bit of a loner, preferring the company of nature over that of other people. But lately, his behavior had become increasingly erratic and withdrawn. Tonight was the first time I had seen him venture out into the woods behind our apartment complex. When he returned, he was clutching something tightly to his chest, his knuckles turning white from the strain. I tried to ask him what was going on, but he just shook his head and hurried inside, locking the door behind him. That was hours ago, and he still hasn't come out of his room. I can hear strange noises coming from behind the closed door, low rumbling growls, and the occasional high-pitched shriek that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand on end. What the hell is he hiding in there? Parts of me wants to go check on him, to make sure he's okay, but another, more primal part of me is terrified. Whatever Jake brought back from the woods, it's clearly not natural, and I'm not sure I want to find out what it is. As I sit here in the living room, trying to distract myself with the TV, I can't help but glance nervously at Jake's closed door. The sounds have died down, but the air feels heavy, charged with an unnatural energy. I shiver, pulling my knees up to my chest and trying to push away the creeping sense of dread that's been building all evening. Just as I'm about to give in to the urge to investigate, I hear a faint scratching sound coming from the kitchen. My heart leaps into my throat as I slowly turn my head, half expecting to see some kind of horrific creature lurking in the shadows. But there's nothing there, just the gentle sway of the curtains in the breeze. I let out a shaky breath, trying to calm my racing pulse. "Get a grip, Jenna," I mutter to myself. "It's probably just a mouse or something." Still, I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. I scan the room, eyes darting from one corner to the next. But there is nothing out of the ordinary. Just the usual furniture, the potted plants Jake has been tending to, and my own reflection staring back at me from the dark TV screen. Feeling a bit foolish, I turn my attention back to the television, trying to lose myself in the mindless chatter of a sitcom. But my mind keeps wandering back to Jake and whatever is hiding in his room. The curiosity is eating away at me, and I can't resist the temptation to investigate further. Slowly, I rise from the couch, my socked feet making barely a sound as I creep towards Jake's door. I press my ear against the wood, straining to hear any hint of movement or activity. At first, there is nothing but silence. Then, a soft rustling, followed by a low, guttural growl that sends a chill down my spine. I jerk back, my heart pounding in my chest. Whatever is in there, it's not human. I stare at the door, torn between the urge to burst in and confront Jake and the overwhelming desire to just turn around and run. In the end, curiosity wins out, and I slowly, cautiously reach for the doorknob. The moment my fingers make contact, the door swings open, and I'm met with a sight that will haunt me for the rest of my days. Jake is crouched on the floor, his back to me, clutching a small, writhing creature to his chest. As he turns to face me, I catch a glimpse of its twisted, inhuman features, a gaping maw full of jagged teeth, bulging black eyes, and a pale, leathery skin that seems to pulse with an unnatural energy. I open my mouth to scream, but no sound comes out. Jake's eyes lock with mine, and I see a mixture of fear, desperation, and a primal, almost feral hunger in their depths. Before I can react, he longs forward, his hands outstretched, and I feel a searing pain as his fingers wrap around my throat. I struggle against his grip, clawing at his hands, but his strength is superhuman. As the world begins to fade around me, I catch one final glimpse of the creature in his arms. It's staring at me with an intelligence that sends a shiver of pure terror down my spine. Then everything goes black. When I come to, I'm lying on the floor of Jake's room, my throat throbbing with a dull ache. I blink, disoriented, slowly push myself up onto my elbows, scanning the room for any sign of Jake or the creature. They are both gone, and the door is closed once again. I scramble to my feet, my legs shaking uncontrollably. What the hell just happened? Did Jake really try to strangle me? And what was that thing he was holding? My mind races, trying to make sense of it all, but I'm left with more questions than answers. Driven by a desperate need to understand, I begin rifling through Jake's belongings, searching for any clue that might shed light on what's going on. I find nothing out of the ordinary at first, just the usual assortment of clothes, books, and personal effects. But then, tucked away in the back of his closet, I stumble upon a small, leather-bound journal. My hands trembling, I flip it open and begin to read. The first few pages are filled with Jake's neat, precise handwriting, detailing his recent trips into the woods and his growing fascination with the strange, otherworldly creatures he's been observing. As I read on, the entries become more and more erratic, the writing growing increasingly frantic and unhinged. The last entry, dated just yesterday, sends a chill down my spine. I finally found it. Jake had written, "The key to unlocking the mysteries of the forest." This creature, this thing, it holds the power to transcend the boundaries of our world. I have to study it, to understand it. I won't let anyone stand in my way.